Hey, what's up? Recently I tried to ride Zwift for 24 hours and I decided to make a little video as sort of a post-mortem to see how it went and how other people might be able to profit from my experience in terms of if they wanted to try it themselves. So yeah, the goal was 24 hours. I had chosen a very flat volcano circuit in Watopia, which was nice and flat. I had set up everything pretty nicely, I think. I had a snacks and food and drinks table. I had for these guys two in the fridge, two on the bike. So every 5 minute break that I had every 2.5 hours, I could just switch bottles and or refill the other ones, put them in the fridge. So that was all taken care of. I had like pasta in the fridge and also on the table. So I had access to everything that was all set up. I had a Chromebook playing movies while the big screen was still displaying Zwift, so I could just really see what was going on at all times. Also, was streaming, so there was no interference from anything else. So yeah, what went wrong is probably the biggest question. Why did I stop after 15 hours? It was just my ass. My ass was just hurting too much, and it was really interfering. I had the chamois cream, which is really nice, I have to say. I bought it especially for the occasion, but I will be using it in the future because it's actually really, really nice. I had at some point switched to the double bike shorts trick, where you wear one regularly and flip one inside out and wear it over the other. And I'm not sure if it's just because I switched at a later time that it didn't have any effect anymore, that the damage was done. I have no idea. Because basically like I said, after 13 hours, I think I was kind of like catching on to the idea that I wasn't going to make it to 24. I could notice I was really heavily leaning on my bars and leaning on my feet just to avoid really sitting down. And that in terms I saw a little numbness in this hand because I was leaning so long and so heavily on it, which should tell you enough because, like I said, at some point my ass was just beyond salvation. Funny enough, it was the fastest to be A-okay again. Maybe because I had already started saving it during the ride. So yeah, that would be my big tip. Would basically be, if you're gonna try something like this, really see what you can do to save your ass during the ride. Maybe do the double trick from the beginning. I'm gonna try it myself again in the summer. I want to try another attempt at the 24 hours because it's doable, and also maybe it's a bit nicer in the summer because now I started at 5 and it started becoming daylight at like 7 or 8. Yeah, I think about 8, and then it started turning into nighttime again at 5 or 6, and it's kind of a mind fuck in a way because you feel like, oh, so much time has passed, but actually, not really. It's simply because there's so little daylight in the winter that you get the mixed perception. And I could imagine it also being a lot nicer in summer. You can just really keep on cycling through the daylight and then have a more realistic feeling of, okay, now it's really becoming the evening slash night. So yeah, I guess my biggest tip is try and save your ass, and that would also be my tip for myself in the future. Just keep applying creams, and maybe look into different bike shorts. And other than that, I guess everything you can also think of yourself, so like, pick a consistent cadence, pick a consistent wattage. Don't, don't showboat, don't think like, oh, I'm still fresh, I'm gonna, really push out 400, 500 watts on this climb, because it's just gonna bite you in the end. But like I said, this is probably, if you're at the level where you're gonna attempt something like this shouldn't be news to you. So yeah, hope this helps people who are gonna try something like this, and if not, I hope you just enjoyed watching me blab about it. Thanks.